Welcome to Soul, a weekly entertainment show on fashion, arts and culture, relationships, and mental health. Our co-hosts are Imani Warren and Dr. Delvena Thomas. Now introducing our host, Nicky Says YOLO, Nicky Gelin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of MIA. So, I am your host. I'm Nicky Says You Only Live Once. Y'all, it is a packed show today. Now, on its fourth year, the Denny's Orange Blossom Classic returns to the Hard Rock Stadium this Labor Day weekend. So, our guest today, we're here to talk about it. It's going to be the Orange Blossom Classic Committee Executive Director, Kendra Bulluck Major, Alabama State University Head Coach, Eddie Robinson Jr., North Carolina Central University Head Coach, Trei Oliver, VP of Institutional Advancement, and the Executive Director of the Alabama State Foundation, Colonel Gregory L. Clark, and lastly, Associate Vice Chancellor at North Carolina Central University, Danielle Blackwell, aka Denny. Let's welcome our first guest on the screen. We're going to be talking to Coach Robinson with Alabama State University. Hello, Coach Robinson. How you doing today?
It's going great. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. You know, I'm loving this hot weather down here. I'm sure it's hot by you as well. You're down south, so yeah.
We're getting there. I don't know if it's Miami hot, but I'm sure we're close. We're right in that vicinity, depending on what time of day you go outside.
Oh, it's every day. It's every day. All right. So, so let's get right into it. So, the fourth year of the Orange Blossom Classic at the Hard Rock Stadium. It's going to be an epic game day this year. And we're going to talk about your opponent. So how do you think your team matches up against this year's opponents as far as the key strengths and weaknesses that you're focused on?
I think whenever you get into that first football game, of course, North Carolina Central has new personnel, so do we. We have a new quarterback, they'll have a new quarterback. So it'll be a lot of feeling each other out in the first quarter or so. But then you look at the coaching staff, the turnovers. We have some turnover in our offensive staff. So a part of it is just trying to figure out exactly what the other team is going to do. We don't have any preseason games or anything like that where we can kind of get a little sneak peek, but we'll have to go out there and just compete. And we'll know that they'll be ready to play. So you just kind of look at the overall history of the program of the team that you're playing. And, Coach Oliver's had his team ready to play the last couple of years, winning the MEAC championship, the Celebration Bowl, national championship. So we know that they have some championship players, some guys who have been in some tough spots. So we know it'll be a tough matchup for us. So we're looking forward to the challenge to go down there and compete.
So there's no YouTube highlights. There's some IG highlights on those pages you can just kind of check out right quick. Okay.
Well, it's a whole lot of that, but some of it is players that aren't there anymore. So you kind of pick up the scheme, and so you know what the plays are. But then a lot of it is the players. You're trying to figure out who's going to be there, who's not there, and it's just, trust me, every team that's having that first week matchup in college football, and it's not a conference opponent. So we haven't played North Carolina Central before. It's not like another SWAC program where we kind of know that team pretty good. So that'll be the fun of it. The kids just have to go out there and be prepared, and for the most part, you worry about what you're doing. Make sure that you're doing your job and playing at a high level, and everything else takes care of itself.
Yes, some fresh blood. So what is your take on the current state of the HBCU football, and how do you see the OBC contributing to its growth and success?
I think it's huge. You have two teams that are predicted to finish right at the top of their conferences. Both of us have that same goal of getting to the Celebration Bowl, winning our conferences. So I think just the spotlight that the OBC puts on HBCU football the last couple of years have done a great job. And now this year you have a really good matchup. So we just want the local people to come out and support us, both universities. And we realize it's a chance for us to come down there and compete and kind of show them what HBCU football is about. Just from the whole aspect of it, the band, the pageantry, just everything that goes on at HBCU football game. We have 25 kids from the state of Florida, probably about 12 from that South Florida area. So a lot of them are going home, Miami Central and Chaminade, a lot of different high schools we have represented on our team. So for us, it'll be really big because those guys get to play in front of their home fan, their home crowd, probably for the first time as a college football player. And for the most part, we want to be in the homes, and we want people to see us, to view us, to come out to the games, and realize that it's a whole lot that goes into an HBCU football game. It's just a great place to spend a Saturday, whether you're on the campus or if you went one of the classics like this one in Miami, going down there for Labor Day weekend. There's so much going on, but I think this football game and everything that they have planned for the weekend, of course, you have a million different things. I've just been getting a bunch of emails and everybody, hey, you coming to this, coach? You coming to that? I say, hey, man, I have a football game to attend. So they kind of forget. And I tell our guys, we're part of the entertainment. That stuff is for everybody else. We're part of the entertainment. They buying tickets to come see us play. So.
Yeah, and I was there last year and it was so lit. Like Miami Gardens, it's a culture on its own. There's so many activities. There's a lot of local vendors as well that we can patronize to support their businesses. The battle of the bands, the parade. Oh my gosh, it was so lit last year. So how do HBCU football programs contribute to the development of NFL talent, and what successes have they had in this area?
Yeah, I mean, it's been from, we have a lot of Hall of Famers, from the SWAC and the MEAC, and so from that standpoint, just traditionally, we put a lot of guys into the NFL. It kind of dipped a little bit the last couple of years, and I think we're moving back to that tradition of having our best and brightest players move on to that next level. For us, 2 years ago, we had Keenan Isaac, who's now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Last year, Mikey Victor, who's now with the New England Patriots, and both of those guys are doing well. A couple of years ago, first-round pick Titus Howard, who's still with the Houston Texans, offensive lineman. So it's a big deal for us to get our guys to be seen by the NFL scouts, and we know it's a very small percentage that go to the next level. But we have guys who, and most of them we've developed. Most of them are guys that we started off as freshmen who have stayed in the program and worked and grinded, and then they've gotten seen and highlighted. So it's great when you can see those guys going to the next level. We just saw Keenan Isaac caught an interception a couple weeks ago, and all of my players was there sitting there watching him. So that was a really big deal for them to see a guy that was just on the same field with them 2 years ago, and now he's on the national stage catching an interception in the big game. And so then you revert back to, hey, he was one of the hardest workers on our team. So he didn't get there by accident. He got there because he was doing all of the extra things. And so you're hoping that it inspires those guys to work just as hard as he did.
Yeah. And I'm sure the ones they're looking up to him. So,
Absolutely.
Football players are looking up to him and they're like, wow, that's inspo right there. So Coach Robinson, thank you very much. We'll see you Labor Day weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Go Hornets. All right.
Thank you.
Soon. And y'all, so our next guest, he is Coach Oliver. But before we speak to him, we have a really quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Experience the heart of HBCU culture at the Orange Blossom Classic. This Labor Day weekend, Miami Gardens transforms into an HBCU homecoming you don't want to miss. Catch the matchup between North Carolina Central Eagles and the Alabama State Hornets on September 1st at Hard Rock Stadium. But there's more. Enjoy a full lineup of events like the Battle of the Bands and Fan Fest. Tickets start as low as $25. Get your tickets and book your hotels now at orangeblossomclassic.com. Be a part of something unforgettable.
Miami-Dade, we have an important choice this year, who we elect as our sheriff.
It's been 60 years since we elected this position, and the choice is clear for me. I'm with Chief James Reyes.
I'm with Chief Reyes too, because he understands our community and is the most experienced to keep our neighborhood safe.
Chief Reyes has a plan to take on public corruption with a dedicated unit to deliver accountability for our community.
This August, join us in voting for Chief James Reyes.
So for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman & Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family, our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. Demesman and Dover Law Firm, your accidentattorneys.com.
Help comes in many forms. As a Miami-Dade County bus operator, you can help your community, help those in need, and even help yourself. Operators have the opportunity to earn more than $50,000 a year plus built-in overtime, earn more than 13 paid holidays and vacation days, and take advantage of the tuition reimbursement program. Plus, qualified new drivers will receive a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Become a driving force in our community. Apply now at miamidade.gov/busdriver.
Welcome, Coach Oliver. How you doing today?
I'm well. Thanks for having me. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Thank you. Great seeing you again.
Good seeing you as well.
Yeah, let's get into it. Now, how do you think your team's unique style and strengths will match up against this year's opponent?
That's a great question. I think it's going to be a great matchup. You have two championship caliber teams. Both of us are picked to win our conference. And that's what you want. It's all about competition and playing, great teams. But they have some new people over there, some new faces, and you kind of have to get ready, prepared for two quarterbacks, the O'Brien kid and the Andrew Body. So we don't know what we're going to see. And we kind of have to prepare for everybody. But we'll be ready.
It'll be right. Okay. Any kind of sense of anxiety, intimidation, pressure, like what's going through the minds, or how do you hype up the team to be like, yo, yeah, we got this?
Anxiety. What was the other words you used?
I said pressure, anxiety, and I said intimidation.
Intimidation. Jeez. No, ma'am. Don't feel any intimidation. Coach Rob's a great dude.
All right.
Pressure. I think the only time you feel pressure is when you're not prepared.
That's true. That's
kind of like the motto I live by. So we don't feel pressure around here.
So what's your take on the current state of HBCU football? And how do you see that the Orange Blossom Classic contributed to the growth and success?
Well, whenever you have an opportunity to play on a platform like this, and Alabama State gets to show everybody their brand, and same thing with North Carolina Central. It's a great opportunity for the whole country to be able to see Black excellence, I guess you could say.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's very important. And so let me ask you this: as far as the revival of the Orange Blossom Classic in 2021, do you see that there's more popularity and more awareness of HBCU football programs? And I'm asking you because there is one show called All American Homecoming. I don't know if you heard about it before, but it does talk about it's about HBCU footballs, but it's also a show that's on the CW. So do you see that the popularity with HBCU has grown, or is it still the same? What's your take on that?
I would definitely say it's grown. I think we have the highest enrollment. This is the biggest freshman class we've had coming in, I think, in 15 years. So I think, athletics helps drive the universities. And when you play in these big classics like this, excuse me, it's a great experience for our young men. And then just everybody in the region to be able to see these classics. It's an unbelievable experience.
Okay. So how do you see HBCU football as far as programs contributing to the development of NFL players and their talents? And what successes have you seen in this area, especially with your players?
Right. I think if you're good enough, you have an opportunity to play on the next level. And, we had a lot of guys from HBCUs going to play on the next level. And I think the transfer portal has kind of slowed that down a little bit. We have all conference guys and our All-Americans, they're junior and senior years sometimes now we're leaving to play at larger schools. But I do think that the talent is here. And the guys that have made it to the next level, they have had a lot of success up there.
But can you hear me?
I got you now.
Oh, there you go. Okay, perfect. Okay. Well, Coach Oliver, excited about this year. Looking forward to seeing what the team is bringing down to Miami Gardens. And what are you looking forward to being in the Black city of Miami Gardens?
We are definitely looking forward to coming to the 305. I haven't spent much time down there. My old college coach, Larry Little, is in the area. And so I can't wait to see him and all the events that the OBC has set up for us. So the guys looking forward to it. I'm going to enjoy a little bit of it and get ready for the game, but I'm enjoying Miami.
Yeah, enjoy the culture, the people, all of that. Definitely. Well, Coach Oliver, thank you so much. And we'll see you Labor Day weekend.
Looking forward to it.
Awesome. And y'all, so coming up next, we have three guests. We'll be speaking to Orange Blossom Classic Committee Executive Director, Kendra Bulluck Major, and also the VP of Institutional Advancement, Colonel Gregory L. Clark, and the Associate Vice Chancellor in North Carolina Central University, Danny Blackwell. But before they hit the screen, we have another commercial. We'll be right back.
Experience the heart of HBCU culture at the Orange Blossom Classic. This Labor Day weekend, Miami Gardens transforms into an HBCU homecoming you don't want to miss. Catch the matchup between North Carolina Central Eagles and the Alabama State Hornets on September 1st at Hard Rock Stadium. But there's more. Enjoy a full lineup of events like the Battle of the Bands and Fan Fest. Tickets start as low as $25. Get your tickets and book your hotels now at orangeblossomclassic.com. Be a part of something unforgettable.
I'm your mayor, Danielle Cava. 3 years ago, I made a promise to build a government that listens, responds, and innovates for the future. And we've done just that. Now my opponents are falsely attacking my record, trying to divide our community. We've cut property tax rates, we've empowered small businesses to thrive. While they attack me, I'm committed to attacking our problems with clear solutions. It's what I promised to do 3 years ago, and it's my promise to you once again. Let's continue to get the job done together.
So for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Desmond Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family, our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters. Because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. Desmond and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
Help comes in many forms. As a Miami-Dade County bus operator, you can help your community, help those in need, and even help yourself. Operators have the opportunity to earn more than $50,000 a year plus built-in overtime, earn more than 13 paid holidays and vacation days, and take advantage of the tuition reimbursement program. Plus, qualified new drivers will receive a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Become a driving force in our community. Apply now at miamidade.gov/busdriver.
And let's welcome our next three guests. Now, again, we're going on the fourth year of the Denny's Orange Blossom Classic, returning at the Hard Rock Stadium Labor Day weekend. So, Ms. Kendra, this question is for you. So, again, we're going on a fourth year, and it's going to feature two of the top HBCU football teams. We have Alabama State, the Hornets. We also have North Carolina Central, the Eagles. Now, it's the first time in the Classic's history that FAMU is not involved. How do you plan on keeping the suspense locally within the community to support and attend Labor Day weekend?
Well, I think you just answered the question. We have two wonderful teams, right? So the way that you keep that going is to make sure, number one, that you have a good showing on the field. Of course, listening to Coach Robinson and Coach Oliver, we know, as they mentioned, that these are two teams right now that are at the top of their we were going into our fourth year. We had a successful first 3 years, of course, with FAMU and Jackson State. And yes, it is the first time in history that FAMU has not been a part. But from day one, our motto, our theme has been one big community, ODC. And so we are truly showcasing one big community. I got an email earlier today from the National Alumni Association Miami-Dade chapter for FAMU, and they're planning some events with Alabama State South Florida alumni chapter. So, everyone really understands that that's what it's about. So we've got two great teams. The next thing that we do is carve out a wonderful experience. And, as we know with most of these classics, it's so much bigger than just the football game. We've got the culture, we've got the bands, we've got the tradition, we have entertainment. So everything from community events to concerts, entertainment, wonderful hosts throughout the weekend of events. So I think that's what it's about. And then getting people to understand the mission. This is an opportunity, again, that extends so far beyond just what shows on the field. I've heard the schools say that their enrollment has increased because they're able to come down here and recruit. I've, heard students from this area say that, they have now gained a greater interest in attending an HBCU. So when you really understand the mission, you want to come out and support regardless of who's on the field. So that's really where we are. I believe that the community understands that and they support that. And we're going to give them a good football game and we're going to give them a good experience around that.
And now my next question is for you, Ms. Associate Vice Chancellor Danny Blackwell. I looked at your bio and I was like, whoa, like it's very extensive. Like you have, like fundraising is like in your blood. Like that's your calling. So again, you've been fundraising for about 30 years now. Is that right?
You told the number.
Oh, I
was 15 years.
15 years. 15 years, yes. So tell us about your role at North Carolina Central University and the partnership at this year's Orange Blossom Classic.
So we too share the same sentiment as Colonel Clark. This visibility does something above and beyond just a football game. We had that experience when we played Jackson State at Celebration Bowl, and no one was expecting us to win this game against the mighty Deion Sanders. And so when we won, we became the, who was that? What school? Where are they? Where's Durham in North Carolina? And so it creates a known in an unknown place for students. And socially, what's going on in our country over the past 4 years, all of our HBCUs are now first choice. Students want to come somewhere where they are wanted, where they can exhibit their, express themselves, wear their hair, wear their culture, wear their community on their sleeves, and just come be great wherever they are. So it's just fundraising at this level, supporting a football team like Coach Oliver's team. His team has over 3,500 community service hours. You can't help but feel excited about grinding for, an HBCU and our teams. And so it's really exciting to come to a new place, Florida, that we don't frequent, and just really immerse into Florida. They have some great things like the career development, a career service program. We're excited about that. That our students are going to come down bringing their resumes and they want to go to this career fair looking for jobs. This is a big deal. And it also brings visibility to corporate sponsors and organizations who knew nothing about your university prior to, just from watching the game. So it's huge. It's a major impact. And we're just excited that we're a part of it.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And I believe there's a scholarship program, Kendra, right? There's a scholarship program. Can you talk more about that program?
Yes, so we do offer scholarships. Our scholarship portal, I think we have maybe a couple more days before it ends, but all of that's on our website. But we do give scholarships from students from South Florida that, of course, have a interest in attending an HBCU, with first priority being given to the participating schools, students that have been accepted into those participating schools. And one of the things that we do look for from the scholarship side is a well-rounded student. So there's so many scholarships that are available for those 4.0 and 3.5, 4.4 GPA students. But we will accept the student with a scholarship with a GPA of a minimum of a 2.5, provided that they are in some sort of extracurricular activity or some sort of community service program, so that they can go there, be well-rounded, still be able to balance academics, but also be able to understand the social impact that's necessary when you step foot on campus. So yes, that's where our scholarship programs primarily go to. Right now, we actually have a program that's open for kids who apply that also will give a $10,000 annual scholarship to a student that is a sports management or sports marketing major. So that's an opportunity that's out there as well. But all of our scholarship information is available on our website at orangeblossomclassic.com.
Perfect. And how can we find more information on how to purchase tickets, Labor Day weekend, how to get more details? How can we find that?
So our social media is always jumping at Orange Blossom FC. And then, of course, like I said, our website, orangeblossomclassic.com. And our events kick off as early as that Sunday before the game, August 25th, and run through, of course, game day, September 1st.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I was there last year. I'll be there again this year. And I just love immersing myself. Like I live like vicariously through the Orange Blossom Classic because I did not go to a HBCU. So this is like me living through it. So I'm excited for this year. Thanks for being our guest. And we'll see you Labor Day weekend. All right. Hornets, Eagles, Hornets. We about to find out, y'all. So thank you. I see the book. I see you, Debbie. We'll see you soon. All right, y'all. So that is it. Thank you so much for tuning into our show for today. Again, it was a packed, fun-filled show. Shout out to our guest, Orange Blossom Classic Committee Executive Director, Kendra Bulluck. Also head coach, Eddie Robinson with Alabama State University Hornets. Also North Carolina Central University head coach, Trei Oliver with the Eagles. And a big shout out to the VP of Institutional Advancement, Colonel Gregory L. Clark, and also the Associate Vice Chancellor at North Carolina Central University, Danny Blackwell. So y'all, get your tickets for the fourth annual The Denny's Orange Blossom Classic returns at the Hard Rock Stadium Labor Day weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.